All right, hey, what's up, YouTube? I've got quite the interesting catch here today. It's a stock that we've been talking about for about the past 2 weeks now. We were talking about it for other reasons. A lot of biotechs were going crazy the past 2 weeks, ever since LGVN went crazy. We had a lot of sympathy plays, but we're talking about a BFRI today because the short interest on BFRI is over 90%. I'm going to show you in a bit, but the reason this is even important in general is because if you watched the video that I made a few days ago called Best of 2021, we covered a bunch of the best stocks that had the biggest moves throughout the entire year. And if we go to this huge chart, like you can see the amount of spikes, like from $2 all the way to $500. AMC went from about $2 to $72. DWAC from 10 to, oh, this wasn't short interest. CAR was a short interest play from 100 to almost $600. And my point here is that a lot of these plays that we were calling out had short interest about maybe 100% or over. And that's the reason they were so big of a play. And right now, the stock that we've been talking about for a while now, but for a different reason, is shorted about 90%. So I was looking at marketwatch.com, and they have some cool tools if you're interested in checking this out and learning more in general. But the highest shorted stock right now is BFRI. And we were talking about it because it had earnings and also biotechs were going. So there was a bit of a catalyst beforehand. But now it looks like we have a bit of a different catalyst. So if you already have an entry, this could be seen as a different catalyst. Who knows when it's going to pop off, but I know more people are talking about it now. Because it's been sporadic. If we look at it in the past few days, it still has been moving quite a bit. It's gotten shorted. It's not shorted. It's gotten halted a few times. So when it gets halted, pretty much a lot of people get the news and they're waiting for the follow-up volume. And if it doesn't happen, they keep it on watch for the next day. And as you can see, it's been pretty consistent. It went from three, hit bottoms of three, to four. That's a dollar move. Pretty much more dollar moves. Here was like the biggest $2 move. But before that, we had from 4 to 7. I believe it hit 11 at some point as well. From here went 5 to 11. So this was the biggest move. We were looking for continuation volume, but this is when the market crashed. Everything crashed. It didn't even matter what the stock was. Everything crashed when the new variant news came out. And it was hard to kind of find volume since then. There was no confidence in buying anything, really. And I don't know if that's when all the short interest kind of built up. Coming down from this high when it was spiking. But whatever the case may be, right now it has 90% short interest. And I don't know if it's going to make any kind of move like any of the stocks that we had on the best of 2021 list. But it does have the potential. It has 90% short interest. And depending on the buying pressure and the buying volume and also the timing, if someone tries to push it on a less volume day, it might have like a $4 spike. But if it's a very high confidence day and people are at the market, possibly a Monday when people are ready to trade again, we can see it shoot up maybe about $15 to $20. I mean, definitely to the $10 range and test the highs at 11 within the day. It just depends on how much buying volume there is. But when you have short interest like that, everybody who's covering their shorts are going to be buying because that's how you cover your short. You have to buy back in, take your loss, or take your profit. And then people who are also buying into the stock are going to be pushing it up. So you have a whole lot of buying pressure from people who are covering their shorts and people who are buying, and really nobody's selling unless people are taking profits. But people don't really take profits until it's gotten halted a few times. So anybody who has their shorts are going to be really deep in the red at this point. So it's one to keep an eye on, basically, is what I'm saying, within either tomorrow or within the next week. But short interest is always something to keep an eye on when it comes to squeezes or just huge volume. A lot of people have eyes on it. And if this continues to go before it gets squeezed, I mean, we could see it at 100%. I believe GMA was like 135% and it moved up to about $500. But that one also had a lot of eyes on it due to like Wall Street bets. I'm not sure this one has quite the same attention, but a number like this can't be ignored. And CRTX is following up pretty quick behind it. LGVN as well. I mean, this one has been going on for the past 2 weeks. It's been spiking consistently. But yeah, this is a cool page to keep an eye on. Just for short interest in general, trying to catch those squeezes. It's a good way to build capital quick, but it's not. I wouldn't rely on it necessarily. But it is something. It seems to be consistent. Once it gets over a certain range, people band together and push the stock up and try to destroy anybody who's shorting it. Um, and also another thing to consider is the float. This is not a lot of shares that are available. And if 90% are shorted and there's only 3 million shares available, I mean, I take back what I said. This thing has the potential to go way up. 3 million is not a lot whatsoever. And at this price, people can buy this up like nothing. This stock can move. Yeah, no, my mind changes on this. I didn't even notice the float was so low. That's another thing to consider because, I mean, it doesn't take much buying pressure to move it up so much, which is probably why it gets halted so quickly and a lot of eyes get on it. So, yeah, if you guys can find a good entry on it, I mean, do consider looking at this stock here. I'm going to be watching it throughout this week, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on this page because if anything else comes up like this, I'm going to be watching it. I mean, right now, I like these three, and I also like this one, BTBT, because crypto right now is down, but inflation scares are coming back. So it's kind of interesting if we're going to see if the short interest rises a little bit more. This is already really high, but if the short interest rises more and then crypto gets a bounce and it has volume because of inflation scares, BTBT is linked to Bitcoin in a way. So I could see this one kind of having a big move back to at least the $12 mark, which is where it was when Bitcoin was hitting around 60,000. So I like this page. This is kind of helpful. And yeah, this is going to be the link. You just go to Market Watch here, research and tools, and you go to short interest. There's a lot of other stuff too. I'm sure if this is this detailed, there's probably more stuff, unless you guys already know about it. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. BFRI, keep your eye on it. It's going to be a awesome potential squeeze. So, all right, until next time, I'll see you guys tomorrow after 15 minutes before market close. That way, any movers who are curling back up, hopefully you guys have some time to catch, I guess, the biggest of the move. I try to put those videos out about 15 minutes before market close because after hours is a whole different monster altogether. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Take it easy.